Imagine a city of like nearly 9 million people, millions of businesses, endless construction, just constant movement.
Yeah, it sounds completely overwhelming.
Right. How do you actually police all of that without descending into absolute administrative chaos? Today, we are looking at Mexico City's Administrative Verification Institute law, specifically the version updated up through 2023.
It is a massive piece of legislation.
It really is. And our mission for this deep dive is to decode how this massive metropolis legally polices its urban spaces. Okay, let's unpack this. Think of this law as the city's regulatory immune system, seeking out and neutralizing urban rule breakers.
I like that analogy because a city that size needs a highly specific process to, identify those regulatory violations without accidentally shutting down the healthy cells of the local economy.
Exactly.
You need a framework that moves quickly but fairly.
And that framework is built around a rigorous 5-step verification procedure. It starts with the initial written order, followed by like a physical visit from an inspector. Then there's the presentation of evidence, the evaluation, and finally the resolution, which could mean a fine or closure. But what catches my eye is step 3, the aftermath of the visit.
Yeah, that's the critical one.
The business owner has exactly 10 business days to present their defense. So what does this all mean for a local shop owner? I mean, 10 days feels incredibly tight to build defense right. Is this system designed to just railroad them?
Well, what's fascinating here is that due process is actually deeply baked into those seemingly tight timelines. It operates as an accelerator, not a trap.
Oh, okay. How so?
If that bakery owner presents evidence within those 10 days, the law legally binds the authorities to formally schedule a hearing within 15 business days.
Wait, really?
Yeah, guaranteeing the citizen a prompt voice. The timeline protects them from indefinite suspension just as much as it speeds up enforcement against actual violators.
So the city can't just, like, lose their paperwork in bureaucratic limbo while the bakery remains shut down. It forces the wheels to keep turning. But, I mean, if a single centralized agency tried to run this 5-step process for every single taco stand and skyscraper across Mexico City, they would completely collapse under the bottleneck.
Oh, totally. Which is why the law strictly divides the power of the clipboard. The Central Institute takes on the macro-level issues affecting the whole city.
So, like, the big stuff.
Right. Public transport networks, environmental preservation, tourism.
Almost like federal agents handling environmental crimes while local beat cops handle the noisy bar next door.
That is exactly the dynamic. The local alcaldías, which are the mayoralties, they exclusively handle those neighborhood-level issues. Markets, parking lots, commercial establishments.
And the 2023 update introduced a fascinating fail-safe for civil rights at this local level.
Yes, under Article 14Bs.
Right. If the city's Anti-Discrimination Council confirms discriminatory acts at a business, it legally triggers the local alcaldía to initiate a verification.
It really closes the loop. Instead of just declaring an act discriminatory in a vacuum, the law mandates sending local inspectors through the front door to enforce concrete consequences in that specific neighborhood.
But that brings up a huge issue. If I'm a local inspector holding the keys to a restaurant's survival, the temptation for bribery is massive.
Oh, absolutely.
Relying on neighborhood enforcement creates an obvious vulnerability for, well, street-level shakedowns.
It does, but the law tackles that vulnerability digitally and physically. Digitally, it mandates a unified verification system. This isn't just a static database.
Right, it tracks them.
Exactly. It requires inspectors to log their actions in real time. Inspection forms are time-stamped and actions are digitally tracked.
So that strips the inspector of the ability to, like, quietly forge a clean report or hide a violation in exchange for cash.
Precisely. And on the physical human side, verifiers have to pass strict trust exams.
But the wildest detail is the rotation, right?
Yes. By law, a verifier cannot remain assigned to the same alcaldía for more than 6 months.
Wow. Every 6 months they have to move.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, this mandatory 6-month rotation is a structural tool designed specifically to disrupt the formation of entrenched, corrupt relationships.
Oh, I see. Because an inspector cannot establish a lucrative, long-term understanding with local businesses if they are constantly being shipped to a completely different side of the city.
Exactly. It acknowledges human flaws, the temptation of bribery, and builds a resilient, moving system around them.
So why should you, listening to this, care about the inner workings of Mexico City's bureaucracy?
It's a valid question.
Because this document is a masterclass in engineering civic trust. It shows how to balance localized neighborhood enforcement with hard-coded anti-corruption safeguards.
It's a really innovative approach.
It leaves you with something to ponder, though. The law brilliantly relies on 6-month human rotations and a central digital registry to eliminate street-level bribery. But as bribing humans becomes practically impossible, what happens when bad actors realize it might be easier to just bypass the street entirely and hack the unified verification system itself? Is the city's regulatory immune system ready for a digital virus?